Hey, how you doing? This is Mike Nasty. Coming up a little early. I've been going late some nights. This is Mike Nasty. Coming live. I've been going a little bit late at night. Guys have been telling me to get on early. So this is the Fat Man Mike Nasty. We're doing a little bit of sports talk. Fat Man Mike Nasty does other stuff too. Fat Man does some Fat Man workouts, some short workouts, long workouts. You know what the Fat Man does if you watch the Fat Man. No one's on it. We're working with the Fat Man. Fat Man's hanging. Anybody in there? Hang out with the Fat Man tonight. It's Monday night. We're doing some sports talk. Monday night sports. We're making it into the Fat Man. And the Fat Man. No one's biting. No one's biting for the Fat Man today. No one's biting on the Fat Man. Fat Man, Fat Man. Fat Man Mike Nasty. Fat Man. Everybody's biting. Let's go. Let's go with the Fat Man. Fat Man Mike Nasty. 2 minutes in. No takers tonight. It's a slow night and a cold night. It's a cold Monday. That weather was bitter out there this morning. Bitter cold. It was going through my bones. And I even was dressed. I had long johns. I had everything on. Big coat. Weather temperature coat. It was cold this morning. Cold. All right. Still no takers. For 2 minutes in, 2:45 in. The Fat Man. Fat Man's listening to reggae. Mm-hmm. Fat Man. Come on and join the Fat Man. Fat Man sitting here 3 minutes in. Fat Man ain't got no takers tonight. No takers. No takers for the Fat Man. What are we gonna do, Fat Man? 3:22, no takers. Oh, Rich Spiegel, first taker. Hey, Rich. That's the first taker. I was 3 minutes and 22 seconds into this, and nobody was coming on there, Richard. Oh, Richie. Richie's a baseball man, but that Rams and New Orleans game, that pass interference call that wasn't called, that's the big headlines. That's everything that they're talking about, that they should be discussing the pass interference rule, saying that the ball wasn't catchable, but he couldn't catch it because the guy was in his face before he could even turn to get the ball. So that, everybody, even the owner complained about it. So they're supposed to look into the pass interference rule because that might have cost them that NFC Championship game and getting into the Super Bowl, and stuff like that. I always tell people you can't blame it on the refs. You don't put it in the refs' hands. Just like we had something I told you on Friday with our basketball team. You can't put it in the refs' hands. You got to go out and you got to go out and do it. And when you had the opportunity, kind of like with Brady did. He didn't put it in the refs' hands. He got them to overtime. They got the overtime. Game tied. They won the toss. And what did he do? 8 plays in the end zone. And that's the way, like I said, that's the way you end the ball game. 8 plays, you go down, you take it in, you score your first opportunity. You don't, you're squandering your chances because you're giving them the ball and you're giving them the opportunity. So, when you got to put the hammer down, you put the hammer down. And that's one thing about the Pats. They know how to come back and they know how to play. I mean, he just picked them apart. So now Brady, he was the underdog. Now he's picked as a favorite over golf to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. So you know how everybody does bets and stuff. So they're betting that Brady gets the MVP award. So if he gets the MVP award, you know, that would be his sixth, I think, or something like that. He's gotten a few. He's a five-time. That can't be six because he's a five-time Super Bowl champ. So yeah, it might be if he does get it. I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't the MVP of all five of them, but you know that's the big thing. The blown interference call on the Rams game, Rams and Saints. That's what they're talking about. They're saying that this was the best game that they've had. The Patriots. They're saying this was their masterpiece game so far, just to get in. And this will be their fifth Super Bowl in 8 years. Now that's a dynasty. That's like the old Steelers and the Steel Curtain with Mean Joe Green, Jack Ham, Lambert. Those were mean linebackers. Jack Lambert didn't have any teeth. He's like a hockey player. But they used to crush people. Mean Joe Green, Hayward, a couple other guys they had out there. They were pretty good. Well, Mahomes, he couldn't get out there to bring him down. He brought him down with 39 seconds. Didn't get a second chance. All because of Mr. Brady. Which is a good thing. They say James Harden can be the MVP with all the, single offensive scoring that he's done. He scored 6 times, 50 points or more. Had triple doubles, I think, for consecutive times. So, and the Rockets are going to send Carmelo to the Bulls. They agreed on the deal. Right now, you got the Rockets and the 76ers 24-20 in the first. Carmelo wants to go to the Bulls. So today you had to help the Celtics and the Heat. They're 99-87. Nets beat the Kings. And then you got the Mavericks and the Bucks. The Bucks won. Pelicans and the Grizzlies. Pelicans won. Tonight you have the Warriors and the Lakers. It's only you, Richie. You and me, Richie. Oh, and your brother, your next door neighbor's on there. Hey, Mikey, I did it early for you. You got Virginia Tech. Oh, Virginia Tech was close here in this game for college basketball against North Carolina, but now they're 83-59. They went on a run. They were down, and then they went on an 8-0 run. But I guess they can't hang with North Carolina. Oh, you got Tennessee to jump deep to be number one in the college basketball. So Tennessee's back in the ranks, They've been playing good basketball. Duke beat Virginia was on the top. Virginia was undefeated for a while. Duke ended up beating them. Maryland plays right now. They're playing Michigan State. Kentucky's up there, and Zion's in there. Yeah, so you got Maryland. They're losing 69-55. Yeah, they scored 20 and 35 in the second. So is that a fine? Yeah, that was a final. Maryland lost to Michigan State. Man, we had trouble with Michigan teams. The girls couldn't beat Michigan State, and we can't beat Michigan State. But Michigan State's ranked number 6, and our young guys, that's the second loss, and they're 7-2 in the Big Ten. So yeah, we can't beat those Michigan teams, especially with Tom Izzo. That guy, he can take a team from nowhere to somewhere. He's a good coach. Like I said, in the NFL, they're talking about that pass interference that cost the Saints the game. I thought they were going to get the call, and I thought they were going to be going in the score and add some more points, but they let it go. I think they're going to have to do a review on pass interference calls. Some guys let them hand fight all the way down the field. Some don't. Sometimes they call it. Sometimes they don't. It's too much gray area of what they let go and what they don't. Sometimes, it's a little bump and they'll call it. Other times they could be all over them and they don't call it. Like that one. That guy was in his face even before the ball got there. Uncatchable or not, they couldn't catch it because the guy was all over him. He couldn't make his way back to the ball. And then in the other game, that Patriots guy, Jackson, he was getting flagged anytime he touched the guy. They were throwing the flag. They could be hand checking all the way down the field. And that guy, they called him twice in the fourth quarter and put him in field goal position. And, one ended up going for a touchdown. But yeah, pass interference is either got to let them play or you got to review it. You got to get a review system in there but they probably don't want that because it'll slow the game down more. Even though when they do go underneath the hood, they're not there that long lately. They were for that one where Edelman, they thought he touched it and they called it a fumble. He had to review the different angles, but otherwise they're not that bad. It's not as long as it used to be. Now that they do it in New York and they tell them what they're looking at instead of these guys having to look and make the decision. But that's sped the game up a little bit more because when they first did that rule, when they went underneath the hood, they were in there forever. The game took forever. The Eagles said, I guess one of the things is that Wentz was a selfish quarterback, and the Eagles came out and defended him, saying that he wasn't. But failing to take accountability, Nick Foles is universally loved. Tight end Zach Ertz. So Zach Ertz tweeted in defense of Wentz and all this stuff, but they're gonna trade Foles. Foles is gonna move on. He'll be it's always hard to come back after an injury. They're not at the same peak. So he didn't have that great of a year. They benched him. Foles takes him into Playoff, wins the playoff, gets them into the playoffs, couple games, so they ride him out. And now he's going to make a spot. He's going to go somewhere, Jacksonville or New York, one of these places. They say Denver, but Denver says, you know, that he might not be worth the money. But hey, for anything what Denver has, I'd take him. But it's Elway out there handling that stuff, and that's kind of Elway's. Who knows? He hasn't done too well in the quarterback draft. I can tell you that. He said, guys, they're like the Ravens back when we didn't have a quarterback. All those guys that we had, Kyle Bowler, one and dones. Not even one and dones. They had a couple good ones. I like Steve McNair. He brought us to the playoffs. But you know what happened? He fooling around with the wrong thing. Bad news for Steve McNair. Yeah, that was crazy when that happened. I think I might have been in college when that happened. I don't know where I was. So baseball's coming around, I don't see anything. They say Tim Tebow is going to be starting. You hear this? Tebow is going to be up at the Mets. They're going to have him in spring training like they always do, and then they'll bust him down to their affiliates. But they're going to have him out there to get some, have people show up and come to the park. So Tebow is going to be on the Mets main roster for a little bit and see what he can do. I think he was half decent. Was he, Spiegel? Or did he strike out a lot? I don't think he was that bad. I know he hit a few home runs. They always tagged him every time he hit a home run. Angels reached the deal. They got a closer in Cody Allen. They reached the deal with him. And Longoria, Harper, Harper and Machado are still free agents. They say Machado was wearing a White Sox hat. I don't know about that. Yeah, it says Tebow to open spring and Mets Major League camp. So we'll see if Tebow can bring it back. Tebow Magic, the Neil with Tim Tebow. But that's your baseball's getting ready to start up. Get ready for some baseball. Should be good time there. But that's so what's this say? They say, hey, your buddy here. CBS is ready to give Romo a big raise to keep him. You see that? He's a better announcer than he was a quarterback. He's pretty good as an announcer, Romo. He just lets it fly, just like he did the football. He just gunslinged it all over. He'll just talk about anything. But he's pretty entertaining. He is a good commentator because he can break down everything that they do. So, yeah, I'd give him the money. He's a good. Yeah, so it says the Saints owner are going to change. He's going to change the policy of pass interference. So I guess that'll be the Yankees. They said they started pitcher grade to the Reds. I don't know how that'll be for the Reds. The Reds, I guess they need to rebuild. That's baseball talk. But back then when these guys faced, it was Marshall Falk running the ball, and they used they shut him down, and now they're gonna have to do that against Gurley and Anderson. So that'll be a good matchup. He'll be old school, taking it to him. See what Goff and Gurley are gonna put on the table for these guys. But we got 2 weeks to find out. There'll be, all the drama and all the stuff will come up. Should be a good Super Bowl. Should be a tight game. I guess I'd be picking, if I was a betting guy, I'd pick the Rams. But like I said, Tony Romo's going to be getting some money there for you. It says here that Tony Romo went back to predicting plays and put on the clinic. That's how he. That's why they like him. That's why I like him, because he always calls the shots and says what they're going to do. He reads the defense. He says they're playing cover 0, and Mahomes couldn't read out of it. Hey, everybody, Walter's here. Say a hello to Walter. Hi, Walter. Walter's G-Buck. Hi, Walter. Yeah, Walter. Walter, you on the couch? Walter. Hey, Walter. Walter's G-Buck, aren't you? I call him Walter. But he hasn't been Walter lately. He's been pretty good. Maybe he's Walter tomorrow. They say, you want the overtime rules changed? I like the way college does it. They put them on the 20 and they each get a shot to get in. I like the way the college does it overtime. I don't like to see ties. They had a couple ties. They had 2 ties this year, I think. G-Buck, I'm trying to see what you wrote. Can't get it to come up. Mr. G-Buck. Or you just say, yeah, again, G-Buck? Yeah, G-Buck. Get back to sports. Oh, look who else is here. Sims. Sims is back on. Hi, Sims. Oh, Jim. Hi, Jim. Jim, you're a little late. I'm 23 minutes in. Where are you? So, yeah. So they want to change. Some people want to change the overtime rule for football. Like I said, I like the college rule. Put it on the 20 to each get a shot to bring it in. They say there's no time soon that the marriage of Tom Brady and Belichick's going to end anytime soon. They say that they're good buddies and all that stuff. Everybody says that they were squabbling in the year. And, they put they were underdogs going into this game against the Chiefs. And they might be underdogs in this one against the Rams because of the high-flying McVay offense. One of the youngest coaches to ever be in the Super Bowl. But we'll see what he brings to the table against this guy, against the old school. The old guys against the young bucks. Coming up young bucks, taking it out. The Rams, they got something to prove. They haven't been there since Marshall Falk and I think Warner times. Back then, it's been a while, they say. How long has it been, Charlie? But they got a lot of they still have to figure out what the Steelers are going to do with Brown and Bell. That's going to be a changed organization. Those 2 guys go. Ben's getting old. I'm telling you, who you got to watch is going to be the Browns. They're going to be in the top of the division. If Kitchens can take care of what he has, he's already built up for success. They should be good as long as the quarterback don't get hurt. And they got a running game with Chubbs. They got all the pieces there. They got a tight end. They got Gordon. They got receivers. Well, not Gordon. Forgot who they had. They should be a good fit out there. Hey Jim. They said that Belichick put on a masterpiece to get this win, to get into the Super Bowl. His, you know, cool old self in that ripped up shirt and just same old demeanor. Went out there and got himself a win. Good old win. So, all of them, like I said in basketball, Maryland Terrapins lost to Michigan State. We can't beat Michigan teams. The girls lost to Michigan State and we lose again. But that's what I have here. So this is Mike Nasty. I'm bringing sports talk on a Monday. Didn't have a lot to really go over. I kind of threw it together. I was running around back and forth. We got some hockey going on because of Martin Luther King Day. Everybody had off and enjoyed the day and reflect about what Martin Luther King did. Minnesota beat the Knights. San Jose, Florida, they're in the second 2-2. Nashville 4-1 over Colorado. The Kings win 4-3. Minnesota won 4-2. So that was the games that you had on there. So that's hockey for you. I'm not a hockey guy. I told you my co-host would talk about hockey, but he hasn't been around for a while. My kid. Hey, G-Buck. Me and G-Buck are going to do one. I'm going to get G-Buck as a construction worker. Right, G-Buck?
It's been such a long time since we've been fighting about love. And no one cares who will, but life is over all things. No one really knows what tomorrow will bring. But all I can say today, me I want to get you.
All right. I'm not talking. But that's Mike Nancy, Sports Talk, Monday night. We did the Sports Talk Monday night. Yeah. That's what we do. Mike Nasty. Got my Orioles shirt on. Jim, you ready for some Oriole games? Get ready for baseball to come around since we'll be watching the Patriots and the Rams go for the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the Rams as my pick. And we'll see what they have to say. The matchup, the old guy against the young kid again. The young kid, he seemed to not be flustered, but he was in his stadium. Let's see, now they're going down to Atlanta, see what they do there in that dome where it can get pretty loud. And the Patriots fans, I know my cousins live up there, and those fans that go all over the place. I remember Orioles games when we stunk. There were more Red Sox fans in the stadium than Orioles fans. Same thing when the Yankees came around and we weren't winning. That was the only time the ballpark filled up was when those teams came, and that was half of their own play, half of their own fans filling up the stands. But see what Elias is going to do. He hasn't made too many moves. They've all been little minor, Rule 5 drafts and stuff like that, claiming guys off waivers, just padding the roster to get the spring training and see what he has, see what he can, pick up some infielders. So that's basically what they've been doing, picking up some pitching, some guys to fill the bullpen roles and stuff like that. And then until they can come up and strengthen their farm system a little more, get some guys in there, get some stuff in the draft, in the National League. That's what they've been talking about, their analytics of making that that worth their time to do. So we'll see how the Orioles go. Ravens, they gave a contract. They're working on his extension for Harbaugh. So he's going to be back for a bit. It doesn't say how long, but he'll have his options of what he can do and help out in the draft now that Ozzy's gone and DaCosta has taken over. We'll see what the Ravens do. We're planning all that stuff. So this is Monday night. We're shutting it down. This is the Mike Nasty Sports Talk Monday night, everybody. Thanks for joining. Everybody came on, man. My son's here. Hey, Adam, hey, Vince. Everybody remember. Vince, D'Amico, good realtor if you need a house. My son Adam, you want to see him? Chick-fil-A. Dan Riley. How you doing, Dan Riley? The good guy right there, Dan Riley, everybody. Dan Riley's in the house. You need a good lawyer, Dan Riley can hook you up with a lawyer. So that's what you do. That's how we do it. That's Mike Nasty style. See you. That's Monday night. Tuesday night, I might not be back on Tuesday. I always say that, but then I pop on late. Try to do it early for you. Keep coming back. Keep watching. Fat Man Mike Nasty Sports Talk. I'll get other stuff out there. I do the Fat Man workouts. I tell you all about that. You watch those Fat Man workouts, you might have a heart attack. I might have a heart attack. All right, that's the Fat Man. Fat Man ends it. See you, Fat Man Mike Nasty. See you, YouTube. The Fat Man's out here. No looks on YouTube, boy.